Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I want to thank TV47 and Chris especially for everything they do to help us put on our program. All right, today we're going to talk about some of our friends of the library. SAFE, we're very involved with what y'all do. We are partners in a couple of places. We want 2 or 3 places, but 2 of them we're going to talk about today. So joining me is Shawnna Yates. You are the program manager for HIPPY and Parents as Teachers,
yes,
correct? And Margaret Morton, who's the executive director of SAFE. Right.
Exactly,
Y'all are not
yes.
y'all are not new faces to anyone, I don't think. But thank y'all so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Mandy.
Right. Well, let's start with what is HIPPY. That's one of the things that we work with. What is HIPPY?
Well, HIPPY is the home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters, and not the hippies of the 60s, as sometimes people laugh and say.
Right.
We've had some stories about that in the HIPPY program, but HIPPY is a home visitation program for 2, 3, and 4-year-olds, and we go into the home and we take all sorts of wonderful children's literature because we know a literacy-rich home is a home that prepares that child for the future. And so we are fortunate that we've been a HIPPY site since 2000.
Okay.
So that's 23 years and counting. So yeah, so we've had a lot of success stories and a lot of great things that have happened through HIPPY and through that work. And our partnership with B.B. Como Memorial Library was first up, and so we've just enjoyed that relationship.
We enjoy doing that too. I know part of what we do for y'all is we provide the word of the week. Y'all have a word of the week you take to parents.
Yes.
It's just a common word, maybe helping the children become familiar with it, maybe not necessarily how to spell it or write it, but just hearing it and what does it mean, knowing, learning new words. So we provide that, and we have parents that come in and get it, and a lot of children come in just to enjoy the library, so we appreciate that.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, so y'all go into the homes, right? It's not something that the children come to you. You go into the homes. Okay.
With HIPPY, we go in once a week, and we work with that parent, because that way that parent implements that with those children, because parents are their child's first and most important teacher.
That's so true.
And so we want to encourage that, and it helps them get in that habit of doing those things so that those children are prepared for kindergarten.
All right. So you go into the home and you teach the parent how to teach their child.
Yes.
That
You
is
actually
wonderful.
role play, which is a sort of a bit of a different approach than you know, actually teaching someone something. You're actually role playing. So if you have a parent, for example, that is low literacy themselves, and we've had situations like that, and, where the parent is not proficient. It doesn't matter, because you are role playing those activities based on that children's literature with that family, and we get to leave that the books and the in the home, and we also pair that up with Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And I know a lot of people have been hearing about what the governor and the legislature did this last session, which was to fund the Dolly Parton Imagination Library across the state, which means
that's wonderful.
That child gets a book a month from the time they are born till they're 5 years of age. Now that is huge, and so it's with Dolly Parton and her generosity and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library that we're able to add more rich children's literacy.
That is wonderful, because sometimes they can't afford to buy books.
Exactly.
So that's great.
That's where you come in. You're so handy, because they can come and they can take out any book they want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. And I love the way, now, is this that y'all teach, it's not just reading and writing and math, things like that.
No,
it's
all 5 domains. It's literacy, math, science, motor, and language.
Oh my goodness. What kind of things do y'all teach the parents to help the children with?
Well, we go in, and each week they have, each of the age groups, the 2, 3, and 4-year-olds, they have their lesson for the week. And throughout that lesson, they touch on each of those 5 domains. There's an activity, and 15 minutes a day can catch each of those activities and do it across the week. And then they finish those with their child, and then they can keep expanding on those, and they can work on those and improve their skills.
Right. Is there a charge for this?
There is no charge for anything that we do there.
Okay. Do you have to qualify for the program for some
No,
reason?
anyone can do HIPPY.
That's great. How could somebody sign up?
You can either come by SAFE, you can do it on our website
Okay.
at safefamilyservicescenter.com. You can call any one of our parent educators, or you can call our main office and they'll send you to our office.
Wow, that's great. Now tell me, why is this so important for children? We touched on that some, having books in the home and learning those skills so early. Why is it so important for children to learn, even starting at age 2?
From our perspective, it is such a preparation for the future. And we know that, you know, you learn to read, but then you read to learn. And so, and that's true in all the disciplines. But the earlier, research shows us that the earlier brain development, there's a window of opportunity, and it's generally from birth to 5.
Yes.
And so it's so important that we arm those parents with the tools to be able to do that, and to be able to through just day-to-day activities, teach language and develop language, which is the foundation, that emerging literacy.
Yes.
So that when they hit pre-K or they hit kindergarten, they're ready. They are on an equal playing field with every other child. Yes, they're ready to learn.
That's great. And I love too, I mean, of course I want to promote reading and things like that, of course, but it's also climbing and bouncing balls and skipping, and those are so important too.
Yes,
all of
it's science as well.
It's the brain development.
Yes, we have an activity in HIPPY that the children plant the seed, and they do it on the side of a cup so they can see the roots and they can see it grow and watch it over time, and then plant it and then get food from that and see how the life cycle and how it goes.
God. And things that even, you know, what we might say really good parents don't always think about doing, because you know,
Well,
we're busy
it's-
with
yeah,
life.
And as we've said, children don't come with a book,
Right.
a
They
playbook.
don't.
We sort of, and I think of my own experiences. We don't always know what we don't know, you know, and so to have that opportunity to have someone come to you that's like your neighbor.
Yes.
Years ago, when we had neighborhoods and where people were, you know, sitting on the back porch folding diapers and learning about parenting together, those experiences sometimes don't exist. So this just gives us an opportunity to walk hand in hand with our families and our parents and our children.
And I'm sure the things the parents learn are not just for 2 to 5 year olds. It carries up for their
Absolutely.
whole life.
Yes.
That's so
I think
important.
one of the beautiful things about it is that sometimes it's just showing us how to incorporate just the everyday little things and how we can make that become a learning experience, and how they can just keep expounding on that. And I used to be a parent educator.
Okay.
And one of the things that I loved was when my parents reached that stage where we would finish an activity and they would say, how can we do more? And then they would start telling me different things that they could do to expand it and to keep incorporating it into their child's daily life.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Shawnna and Margaret.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back. I'm talking with Shawnna Yates and Margaret Morton from SAFE, and I'm not going to waste any more time. We've got a lot to talk about with HIPPY. You were talking about going into the homes. Do y'all take anything to the parents, crayons, things like
We
that?
do. We provide them with a box of supplies so that they can get these things done. If they run out, we can replenish that throughout the year. We also take things sometimes that we're doing activities that it might be more difficult for them to find, and sometimes it's just even popsicle sticks and stuff, just different things like that to do their activities with.
That's great, because the rest of the things you use are just common everyday items.
Yes,
Apples,
absolutely.
baggies, things like that.
Absolutely.
Now I know you said you help not just the child and the parent, but the entire family. Do y'all help them with resources, things like that?
Yes, so every month through both of our home visitation programs that we're talking about today, Parents as Teachers and HIPPY, we do a resource every month, and it can come from a referral for an assessment that we do if that's needed, or if the referral indicates it. We don't diagnose, but we can refer them on to someone who can. But we also give them information about things going on in their community, like the library is a big one of our referrals.
Thank you
and
for doing
resources.
that.
Yes,
Yeah,
we tell them about the 1,000 books before kindergarten and about story time that you do, so that they can keep going with those activities that we're doing. And we make sure that they get something like that every single month, at least one thing.
Okay.
We also work on goals, and so sometimes it's related around the goal.
And we are so fortunate because this year we have been able to bring in a mental health, birth to 5 mental health consultant, and that's Andy Wilson. She is housed at Coosa Valley Medical Center, but she is available to go out into the child care programs and into individually with parents who have children that may have an identified issue that needs to be addressed early on, and the earlier the better.
Early
we know,
intervention,
and so that has added a new dimension. She covers a broad region. We were selected to be this region's hub, basically, or site for the mental health consultant. But yeah, that's been a real added plus because we know those are. We all need, again, assistance at every level.
Yes. Do you do vision and hearing, things like that also?
We do screenings, and we can refer them out as well.
Okay, that is wonderful, because sometimes you don't know if your child has an issue or problem and it
absolutely.
Could be, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. What if the child is already in daycare or stays with a grandmother or a caregiver? Can they still?
Of course. They can do another caregiver. We just have to have that parent's written permission to do so.
Okay. Yeah. And it's fine if they're in school?
It is, because we're working with the parent and they're doing things with that child.
Right. That's great.
Yes.
Do y'all do group meetings? I think I've heard y'all talk about group meetings.
We absolutely do group meetings.
Yes.
HIPPY does one every month, pretty much. We have our end of the year celebrations and our Christmas ones that are our big ones. But we do them every month. For example, this year, October is Fire Safety Month. So we're going to be going back to the fire departments to do that.
We have some slides we'll bring up too.
Yes, we do.
A little bit about the group programs and other things y'all do.
Yes.
Y'all have a great time. Do you have a
do.
large group here?
We do. We do. For HIPPY, we do one on each end of the county.
Oh, okay.
That way it's easier for those parents on the north end.
That's true.
We cover for HIPPY all of Talladega County.
Yes.
Okay.
But we are broader when it comes to parents as teachers.
Yes, we're 3 counties with parents as teachers.
Well, let's see if Chris can bring up those pictures you sent me. There was Christmas.
Yes, that is our Christmas celebration.
Every child gets to see Santa.
Every child gets to see Santa.
How fun.
This is a Thanksgiving that we did in November, a group meeting for HIPPY.
Okay.
Group meeting.
I like the turkey hat.
Yes.
How fun.
She's precious.
So the parents and the children come.
Yes,
to the
and they
group
can bring grandparents. We don't turn anyone away.
Families,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a family event.
Good.
And you know, the unique part of this as well, when you do a home visitation program like this, or parents as teachers, that if for every child in that home, it affects all the children in the home, because it changes or gives those parents, again, those tools to be able to assist their children and to address those issues.
Make a better life for their entire family.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And sometimes they already know what to do. It's just giving them new ideas. This one is, in particular, is one that we did at the fire department. And the fun thing about this one is the firefighter was a HIPPY child.
Oh my goodness.
He went through our HIPPY program.
Oh,
And so did his siblings.
that is wonderful. How fun.
That is our end of the year celebration.
Y'all are having a big time there.
We have a blast.
There's Dad.
Yep.
Some of the I like to see the dads
Yeah,
get involved.
yeah.
We have a
too.
lot of dads that come.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Well, I think maybe we've covered HIPPY some, but what about parents as teachers? That's another
Yes,
program,
our Parents
too.
as Teachers began in 2014.
Well, actually, we started Parents as Teachers in,
Well, that's-
in
yes.
1997. When
Oh,
we
good.
first opened our
Yes.
doors,
Uh-huh.
Linda Burton was the first person that, you know Linda, she was the first person that we hired at SAFE, and she was a parent educator, and she was she created really and developed the CRIB program, which is Child Resiliency for Interactive Bonding, and a part of that was utilizing, at that time, Parents as Teachers wasn't as fully developed nationally as it is now, but utilizing the Parents as Teachers model to work with her families, and so that was an in-home visitation. And then we had group meetings and things of that nature. So it actually started then. Then the states began funding in 2014 a statewide Parents as Teachers program, and so that's when we were able to then take it to the next level. Yeah. So.
That is nice that these are statewide or nationwide programs, lots
They
of
are, then.
resources, things
Yes.
to
Well, and they're
Absolutely.
nationally accredited. I mean, and you have to be accredited. You can't just walk in and say, hey, I'm going to do Parents as Teachers, like you can't just walk in the door of a school and say, hey, I'm going to
a
teach.
teacher.
You know,
Right.
there are certain standards of operation, and you want to make sure that is, because people
Yes.
are making an impact in the lives of children and families, and you want to make sure it's legitimate. So we've been very fortunate to be a part, even on the ground floor, of these programs, these home visitation programs, and continue to grow, and with Shawnna's leadership as well.
Right. Well, tell me more about PAT. I know it's working with young children. Is that
Yes, we actually begin prenatally and can go all the way until that child turns 5 and goes into kindergarten.
Good.
So we work with that parent to help. We do different domains in there as well, the same 5 domains. We do an activity each time we go out with the parent and the child. With Parents as Teachers, we work with parent and child.
Okay. Yeah.
And just work through that activity and give them an idea of how to do it, and they just continue it and take off with it and go from there. But we take a different activity out every week, or every time that we go, which is twice a month.
Okay.
And we do a development center parenting piece where we look at things like nutrition and discipline, transitions, attachment, that type of thing for the child's health and well-being. And then the last piece is our family well-being piece. And it looks at things like education for the parent, education for the child, basic essentials, relationships with family and friends, recreation and enrichment, employment, that type of thing.
Wow, for the whole family.
For the whole
not
family,
which does
yes.
help the child, definitely.
Of course,
For the whole
of course.
family. That
Yes.
is great. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Shawnna and Margaret.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into original condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision,
where quality is no accident.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Shawnna Yates. She's the program manager for HIPPY and PAT, and with Margaret Morton, who's the executive director of SAFE. We've been talking about HIPPY and now Parents as Teachers, or PAT, as we call it.
Yes.
Is there a charge for this?
No, ma'am, we don't have a charge for this.
Not. All right.
No.
How could somebody sign up for that?
The exact same way with HIPPY. You can call or come in. You can go on our website, or we also, and I failed to mention this with HIPPY, but both programs take referrals from anyone. I mean, we have a lot of community partners that refer to us, doctors' offices, DHR. We work with juvenile probation. Yeah, we work with anybody.
Sometimes
child care programs.
Child care programs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes parents don't know.
And we have a lot of referrals. We have a lot of families who have been in. One of our HIPPY families, going back to that a little bit, her success story, we had a mother who came in. She was a parent educator. She did HIPPY with both girls. And then one of her girls came back and was a parent educator, did it with her kids. And she and her husband are now got their own home and working with those kids, and he's going to kindergarten this fall.
That is one. Don't you love to see
Oh,
those
I love
success
it.
stories?
Absolutely.
And you've been in business, so to speak, for enough years to see some of that.
Yeah, and you know, word of mouth is so important. And you mentioned that earlier before we came on the air. You know, when you are getting those kinds of referrals and repeats, and parents coming into the program, then becoming parent educators, then becoming coordinators, then moving on to other roles in life, you know that what you're doing is building for the future, and that's workforce development.
Oh, really? I haven't thought of it that way.
Yeah, it is, because workforce development is building human capacity, and that's what we're doing as a community and individually. So
that's true.
It really has with all the research again about brain development and about the importance of the early years build that future down the way, and so it's a great way to partner and to work together, so we make sure all children and families are healthy and successful.
True, that's great. Let's look at some of the slides from your Parents as Teacher groups.
That is from a group meeting.
Pretty decorations. Halloween, fall.
It was fall. It was a fall one, yes.
Yeah, whole family.
That was an Easter egg hunt group meeting.
So y'all have group meetings with Parents as Teachers?
Oh, absolutely,
too.
yes, ma'am, in all 3 counties.
Oh, okay.
And this is a child working on an activity. Okay. Another one.
In the home?
In the home, absolutely, in the home.
Just using everyday things?
Yes, this was a group meeting in Clay County. Some of the kiddos that came. This one is really important, and I'm so proud of this one in particular. She is one of our best success stories. She's been in the program for years. The older little boy, she came in when she was pregnant with him, and then the younger one is in now. One of the things that we do in Parents as Teachers is we work on goals, and we do this in HIPPY as well. And it's not our goals for them, it's their goals for them. Oh, wow. And so it's just helping them, you know, kind of pick a goal and let's work towards this, and what are the steps we need to take? Do we need any resources to help us get there? And so she started out, she wanted to go to college. She did and graduated, and she wanted her own home. She saved her money and got her land, and then saved her money and got her new mobile home. So we are so proud of her.
Those are huge goals.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
don't attain those goals in a semester or a year.
Oh, no.
And that's the beauty of these programs, is that it's not 6 weeks and you're out. You know, it's over the course of time, because just what you said, it takes time. It takes little steps along the way to be successful, and so we want to provide those families not with a handout, but a hand up.
Yes. That's great.
And the one that was on last, the mom and the 2 boys, She did her goal around graduating nursing school, and she is now a registered nurse.
Oh, goodness. And that is not easy with small
No,
children.
it is not. No, it's a lot of hard work and determination on the part of our parents.
In fact, we just had a mom that came in. I happen to be in the area where we do our workforce ready programs, and she just came in and she said, you know, I was in the home visitation program, and now I've got my 2 children, and she said, I want to go back to school and I want to go into nursing.
Wow.
And so she had come because she was ready to take that next step, which we can provide. Help with that and help her forge her pathway to the future.
That's wonderful. I like it's a hand up, not a hand out.
Yes.
Teaching people or helping people get on their own 2 feet.
That's right.
Yes. And we're so blessed to be housed where we are because we're in a family resource center, which means we have a lot of resources right there at our hand that we can share with them. We have transportation, we have our workforce ready program. With Mr. Chapman, they can, and Mr. Scruggs, they can help them with employment and getting those skills to do that. We have case management, we have juvenile diversion, we have so many wonderful, we have relationship smarts. So many, yes, we are blessed.
And then we have after school.
Yes, Bridges after school.
I'm familiar with Bridges, I see them.
Yes.
Yeah, we have after school, and we are now, our after school programs are, we have probably 10 or 12 sites across the region. We're all the way over in Chambers County, in Coosa and Clay County, and of course all across Talladega County. So
That's right.
So it's just it is an integrated system of support. Again, a hand up, not a hand out.
Yes. Well, we've got about a minute left. Where does the money come from for these programs?
Well, a lot of different places, but we have had tremendous support from the Alabama Department of Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention, the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, the Alabama Department of Human Resources. Our first funding for HIPPY was Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs, which is workforce development. And we were one of 3 sites in the state that was selected for that funding. Sylacauga, Montgomery, and Mobile. And that was because the then director understood the value of early education for workforce development.
Wow, and you've seen it come to that fireman who
Absolutely.
Absolutely, time and time again.
And I know y'all write a lot of grants.
We do.
Which is not an easy thing to do, I think.
No, it's not, but it's very rewarding. And you know, success breeds success. So if you're successful in what they're funding you to do, they're more likely to say, hey, would you be willing to do more?
That's right. Well, I tell you, we are almost out of time, but I just appreciate what you ladies do and all of your staff at
Well, thank you.
Y'all are wonderful. What you've done for our community, and I'm glad to be able to partner with you.
Well, we so value.
Yes, we're so grateful for the work we do with you because
absolutely.
You just benefit our families daily.
From the very beginning.
It's nice to work together.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you ladies so much for being here, and thank you for joining us on Library Connection.